Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and for those watching online, Dr. Jones and my fellow classmates in the Principles of Speech course. Many of us have a device in our work and homes that is an essential tool in business. Attorneys, bankers, insurance agents, and physicians depend on it every day to communicate. I'm here this evening to inform you about a device that's been around for over 100 years. And even though it still plays a critical role in how we communicate, it's taken for granted to the point of being ignored. I'm talking about the lowly fax machine. Like most people, the fax machine plays a role in my life that I don't often think about. I use one every day in my work. I signed a mortgage one time with a fax machine. And my doctor even uses a fax machine to send my prescription to the pharmacy. These machines are reliable to the point where we really don't think about them unless they don't work. This evening I'm going to tell you about fax machines past, present, and what some people think the future holds for it. The reference materials I'll be using for this presentation are the history of the fax machine from faxauthority.com, enforceability of fax and scanned signature pages from adamsdrafting.com. In Japan, the fax machine is anything but a relic from the New York Times. Japan and the fax, a love affair from BBC. And why the fax refuses to die from CNN. Let's start with the fax machine's past. According to my references, the first patent for a mechanical facsimile machine was awarded to a Scotsman named Alexander Bain in 1843. Later, an Italian named Giovanni Caselli built a similar machine and that he called a pantelegraph, and he started the first telefax service between Paris and Lyon, France in 1865. That was 11 years before Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone. Elijah Gray, one of the co-founders of Western Electric, and who many people think really invented the telephone, made further refinements to these devices, and to the point that signatures became sent by fax became proof of identification and ownership. That legal precedent is still with us today, and one of the reasons why we still use fax machines. Further refinements were made well into the mid-20th century, but these machines still remain very large and very expensive, and usually only saw them in banks, government offices, and very expensive hotels. That changed in the mid-1980s when IBM started selling lightweight, inexpensive machines that could be used over regular phone lines. Soon, Japanese companies were making numerous inexpensive machines for the mass market, and by the mid-1980s, the fax machine had become a household device. That brings us to the present. Today, the fax machine has taken a backseat to the internet in many ways. However, there are places in our economy where it still reigns supreme. According to my references, a signed document sent by fax is still accepted as legally binding, whereas the same document sent by email is not. The fax machine still sees widespread use in Japan, perhaps more so than any other country. There are many reasons for this, including the fact that many Japanese people make handwritten notes on these documents, and it's easier to simply send it back by fax than to scan it and send it by email. The fax machine is also an integral part of college football signing day, because most high school recruits sign their commitment letters and send them in by fax. According to my references, though surpassed in many ways by other technologies, the fax is here to stay. Today, most computers have fax modems and fax software, and meaning they can still serve or also serve as a fax machine. There are also virtual fax machines that use email software to handle sending and receiving faxes. And many people use fax services that only require a personal computer and a web browser. Are there any questions?
Thankfully, no.
No? No questions. Okay. I must have done gotten good research done.
You covered it all.
Covered it all. Everything you ever wanted to know about a fax machine. So the fax machine has been with us for over 100 years. It's a device that's ubiquitous, or became ubiquitous in the 1980s, and serves a very useful purpose today, especially in business. And experts say we're likely to be using fax machines in some form for the foreseeable future, because it does things no other machines can do for us. Thank you for your insightful questions. And I hope I answered them well. And for those I did not, I can do some more research. So if you do have a burning question you couldn't think of right away, just ask me later. Thank you.